Okay, so this is the last little bit of new stuff that you're going to do before the exams, and this is still sticking with right angle triangles. So in a nutshell, when you're dealing with right angle triangles, you should first think of Pythagoras. And Pythagoras is useful if you have two sides and you're looking for the missing side. So if this triangle here was given to you and you were looking for this side, you'd use Pythagoras. If you are not using Pythagoras, the next option is SohCahToa, okay? And that's your order of how you should think of things. So yesterday you were using SohCahToa to find a side because you didn't have enough information to use Pythagoras. Now we're going to use SohCahToa to find an angle. I'm only going to do one example of it, so just make sure that you're taking into account the important details. So the first thing is that you would label your sides. So when you have a right angle triangle, the first one you should label is the H, because the hypotenuse stays the same no matter what angle you're dealing with, because the right angle is not moving anywhere. But now if I'm looking for this angle in relation to this angle, this is going to get labeled O for opposite. And in relation to this angle, if that's opposite, then this is adjacent. Now, I filled them all in, but I have the measure of this one and the measure of this one, so this one is no good to me, so I can cross it off. Now, with O and H, you pick your sine, cos, or tan. So with O and H, it's going to be sine. So we can say then that the sine, and it's always the sine of an angle. So this time it's the sine of a missing angle, something I don't know. So the sine of an angle is, and it has to be O over H, so it is 7 over 13. In a way, these are a little bit easier than yesterday's work. It's just that this small little detail is something that you might have forgotten. So yesterday you were shown how to put the D on your screen. So that means now the calculator assumes you're talking about degrees when you're measuring the angles. And if you're trying to find an angle, and this is the only time you will do this, is like thinking about the opposite of sine is sine minus 1, or inverse sine. And where you find that is when you go to your sine button here, above it, the yellow writing, you can see it there, try get it zoomed and focused. There we go. So we've got sine is here, but sine minus 1 is right above it. So to get that, you're pressing shift and sine. That pops up onto your screen. Press your fraction button, put in your 7 over 13, arrow forward, close bracket. So we've got sine inverse, sine minus 1 of 7 over 13, and it gives us 32.57 degrees. So let's say we wanted to one decimal place. That's going to be 32.6 degrees. Okay, so the important bit to take from this is label your triangle as you would normally. Pick your correct ratio. And if you're looking for an angle, that's when you'll do the inverse and no other time.